Welcome to week 7 of the This Week in Film podcast, the show where we discuss what movies we saw this week. I'm your host, Nick Panotto, joined by my co-host, Tony LeBoy and Charlie Chester.
What's up, dogs?
What's going on, guys?
Charlie, let's get right into it.
All right.
What'd you see this week?
I saw a little movie called The Adventures of Ford Fairlane.
God.
Starring Andrew Dice Clay. It was his star vehicle. It was pretty much Andrew Dice Clay
only star
playing
vehicle.
Andrew Dice Clay in the character of a rock and roll...
Mr. Rock and Roll Detective.
Mr. Rock and Roll Detective.
Mr. Rock and Roll Detective?
Here's that rock and roll detective.
Mr. Rock and Roll Detective.
Oh my God.
Meaning that he only investigates deaths and robberies or whatever of the rock and roll elite of Los Angeles. Some producer was like, you know what, Andrew Dice Clay is going to be the next huge thing.
He was the huge thing at the time, right?
Until the Adventures of Ford Fairlane.
How many times do you think in the video edition of this I'm going to cut to somebody going, oh!
Whoa! Oh! 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 Ow! Money, 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 money. Cologne! Oh! Yow! Oh! 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 My hair! Gone. Oh. Hibbity, hibbity.
Comedy-wise, was it funny?
As soon as they get their stride, Andrew Dice Clay essentially talks to the camera like a noir and says a terrible joke.
These LA drivers, man, had to get that license.
Like, just to remind you, it's his movie. It's not for you, it's for him. And he gets paid not by cash. People give him things.
Take this, Ford, as payment.
Milli Vanilli paid us off in bicycle shorts and hair extensions.
And someone paid him with a koala bear.
I've got the in excess payment. Oop, there you go. Good day.
Like a rare, extinct koala bear. Who becomes a character in the movie. And you would think that, okay, they just have a little koala bear in a cage. No, it's a Muppet. It's a straight Muppet. And it becomes a character up until the point, spoiler alert, the bad guys in the movie that he's been chasing the whole time come after him, and he comes into his apartment, and the koala bear is hanging from a ceiling fan, spinning around slowly.
They hung it?
They killed the koala bear. They killed the Muppet. And his drink of choice, because they have to do the James Bond thing because he's the cool guy.
Right.
They all know what he drinks at the bars he goes to. It's a Sambuca milkshake.
You better have that Zambuca milkshake ready.
2 Zambuca milkshakes.
Yeah.
Sounds disgusting.
And every woman wants him.
You son of a bitch.
Another satisfied customer.
Well, of course.
Every woman.
What goes for my sister goes double for me. Don't you remember the jacuzzi?
This movie sucked.
They even throw in that heartfelt moment where there's a kid who tries to hire him to find his dad.
Hey, where's my dad? Have you even looked for him yet?
It's got no business in the movie
leads.
just so that they can
You're a liar,
end with
man.
Andrew Dice
You
Clay
don't care.
adopting this kid for no good
You don't
reason.
care about nothing.
I googled Sambuca milkshake, and the first thing that comes up is The Adventures of Ford Fairlane.
Nick, what the hell did you see this week?
This week I watched Cartel Land and Trumbo.
We saw Cartel Land last week.
Yes, we did. And I just wanted to say a couple things about it. If you have 14 minutes of time, I'll be sure to go into it. Cartel Land I thought was a good documentary. The best thing I thought about it was you get to actually watch the spiral of corruption repeat itself. Mm-hmm. And Trumbo I thought was a pretty good movie that had outstanding performances.
Yes.
Otherwise, I thought Bryan Cranston did a wonderful job
perpetually.
Charlie, what else did you see this week?
I also watched The Crow.
Oh.
Yeah. What was that, 93? It was a big early 90s week for me, pretty much. Alex Proyas. It is dark, moody, stylistic, and it totally holds up. I don't think many people would agree with me with that, but I think it completely still is relevant. And I'm really sad to hear that they're trying to remake it, because I don't think there's any need to.
Who's going to be the Crow?
Haven't they already made that movie 4 times now?
There's been 4 sequels, or 3 sequels.
Who's
One was
playing
with Iggy
Eric
Pop.
Draven?
Tell them Eric Draven sends his regards.
Not been cast yet. Basic plot structure, just like, a guy gets killed, comes back from the dead, and the whole movie is about his revenge and redemption.
And his pet bird.
Yeah. What is his weapon of choice?
He doesn't have one.
Kung
His
Fu, right?
angst. His emo angst.
Well, how's he kill people?
Well, one guy had knives.
Try hard. Try again.
Victims. Aren't we all?
So he used the knives against them.
So he just takes whatever they have.
Yeah.
I hope you have a gun.
He's a
'cause I'm
borrower.
planning on shooting you.
He borrows it. Yep.
What an awful plan. If you're planning on fighting crime and your plan is to, like, whatever he's got, I'm taking it away and I'm using it against him.
He literally just crawls out of the dirt.
Crows.
Crawls out of the dirt. Throws some face paint on and is in it. He's not thinking. He's just fueled by revenge.
Isn't he dead, the actor?
Yes.
Brandon Lee. Yeah.
Tony.
Yes.
What did you see this week?
This week I watched an old classic called Stay Tuned, starring John Ritter and the principal from Ferris Bueller.
I have something you want.
This would have made my at least 25th to 30th watch of it.
What?
I grew up watching it all the time. Basically, if you don't know what Stay Tuned is, Roy Nabel, Private Dick, played by John Ritter, is a couch potato, and he watches TV all the time. His wife and him get in a fight about how much TV he watches. His wife smashes his TV, and lo and behold, Jeffrey Jones, who plays a cable salesman from hell,
666 channels.
sells him a TV and satellite package that only shows programming from hell. Guess what it's called? HTV. Hell TV. So every show that he watches on there is like a satire, hell-inspired show.
Welcome to Northern Overexposure.
30-something to life. The Silencer of the Lamb.
The home shoplifting channel.
3 Men and Rosemary's Baby. Or,
How did James Dean really die?
Dwayne's Underworld. Instead of Wayne's World.
Dwayne's Underworld. It's party time! It's excellent!
So basically what ends up happening is Roy and his wife get sucked in through the satellite and get sucked into the TV, and then that starts the game, which basically
they got 24 hours. If they survive that long, we got to send them back.
Bouncing from show to show and, keep trying to survive, and eventually Roy gets out.
Roy?
But his wife was never invited in because she didn't buy the cable package.
The contract was for him only.
So he has to go back in and save her.
You're gonna hit me with a train?
What can I say? I'm a sucker for a big ending.
It's very 90s, very good. It all ends with a Salt and Pepper inspired music video where they have a dance-off / fight scene.
It's time for Tony's third degree. Tony, what's your third degree question this week?
What's your favorite childhood movie?
Okay, well, that's the show for this week. Want to thank you all for tuning in. Tony, what's all the places they can find us?
Facebook, Stitcher, Apple iTunes,
Google
Play, SoundCloud,
the website,
MySpace.
No.
thisweekinfilmpodcast.com.
That's right. Charlie, Comic-Con's over.
Comic-Con was cool. I will be promoting my book at the New York Comic-Con this year. We'll talk more about that next week.
Gotta go. See ya. Blood Gulch.
Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Who's gonna clean that up?
Hi, I'm Kurt Loder, and this is MTV News.